center town down on that coastal bend, with his miles and miles of Milo and cotton and that warm Matagorda wind. And there's acres and acres of black dirt gumbo and a town that seemed to fall from the sky. Where I was raised down on the coastal plains lives a town too tough to die. Hit me, Scott. Like most places do, once sacred to the ones that called it home. Some came to till the soil, but most drew for oil that lay way down below that salt dome. So they raised wooden derricks and a low steel pipe, and they stayed until that last well ran dry. Where I was raised back in the golden age of a town too tough to die. One more time. As I mentioned at the beginning of the song, I'd gone home after being gone a very long time. I'm driving around looking for something to do. Went to this little bar down in Midfield, Texas, a place I used to go when I was 15 years old with a good friend of mine named James Mckinney. I had a Honda TL 250 Trials bike. Motorcycle, that is. Didn't have a headlight, didn't have a tail light. That didn't matter because back then down there you could drive it on the road anyway. We drive down, he lived in a little farm. He had a farm about 3 miles down 111. We drive up to the corner of 111 and 71. There was Bill's Grocery in Midfield, Texas. He'd get off the back of that motorcycle, go inside, buy 2 6-packs of Buckhorn beer for 75 cents a 6-pack, because for 75 cents a 6-pack, Buckhorn was good as it got. We drive back to his house, go out into the woods, drive the motorcycle at night with torches. So I went back to this place. I walked inside, tar paper floor, pickled eggs and pickled pig's feet up on the bar. Very robust barmaid behind the bar. She looks at you, she knows what you need. She looks at you and she says, "Are you ready for something cold? Are you ready for something cold? Are you ready for something cold? Are you ready for something cold?" I say, "Sure, Nancy." She reaches back to the icebox behind the bar, pulls out a long neck bottle of beer, puts a little 4-ounce glass on top of that 12-ounce bottle. I take that 4-ounce glass and I fill it full of that golden nectar of the gods. I'm watching the condensation form on that 4-ounce glass, lines of water running down that glass. Reminds me of all the lines that have formed around my eyes, all the lines that have formed on my hands. Reminds me when I was 5 years old, I used to go to town with my daddy. My daddy told my mama, "Mama, I'm going to town and I'm taking the boy with me." We drive around, go down the dump, see if there's somewhere, bring it home. End up at this little place on Matagorda Highway. I'd sit up at the bar beside my dad. He'd usually get a Falstaff long neck. They put one of those little 4-ounce glasses on top of his bottle of beer. Me, I get an Orange Crush, a Fanta Strawberry, or maybe a grape knee-high. They put one of those 4-ounce glasses on top of my bottle as well. I didn't know it, but you know it because you heard the story. I was intrigued. Making a short story very long, I went back to this place. I had my beer. I walked outside. I'm standing by the gas pumps in front of Bill's Grocery in Midfield, Texas, center of the known universe. And I noticed so much written sign on the side of Bill's Grocery. And it said, and it said, and it said, Midfield, Texas, a town too tough to die. I thought, you know, there's a song in there, so I wrote it. And now it seems so different after all this time. And maybe it's just me who has changed. Is that same rural houses? Is that same general store? And that same dead stretch of land? Is that same restless feeling on those same empty streets where you and I we used to ride? Was where we spent our days before we ran away from a town too tough to die. And when everything has changed, that memory remains of a town too tough to Thank you.